will blow his whistle for the first time. A welcome home for Sam Burgess, but can the old master Tony Smith mastermind the gate crashing of this housewarming party tonight? John Wells, what are you expecting here tonight?
Well, a real challenge for the visitors. I watched the Catalan Dragons game back on replay last weekend, and I agree with an awful lot of what's been said before. I thought they brought an awful lot of high intensity and energy to the Warrington Wolves, played very much, as everybody's been saying, in the image of their coach Sam. Front foot rugby, aggressive rugby, a lot of support runs in there, which didn't give the Catalan Dragons defence a lot of time. I think this is a huge challenge for Hull FC.
And I think it's worth mentioning right from the start, this is a very heavy pitch tonight. It looks green, but you can already see where it's beginning to cut up. There have been some heavy downpours here today, so who copes best with that situation? Tex Hoy at the end of the set, that opening set for Hull, with the kick downfield. Warrington get touch of the ball for the first time and looking to build from here.
Yeah, it's going to be significant as well, the kicking game, not just for territory and for positions on the field, but also the kick chase. I think it was a decent first set for Hull FC. Warrington have got some really dangerous backfield runners, Matt Duffy chief among them, so presenting the unified line is going to be really significant for the visitors.
Tony King will carry it in, four around him, making sure that there's no hint of an offload. On that occasion, he has to go to ground. Danny Walker, who's captaining the side tonight, I think in the absence of George Williams in at dummy half, and finding his side now inside Hull territory. It's another set of 6. That's going to hit Hull early in this game, because Warrington have a chance to build from prime position now. Curry with a step back on the inside. They're setting a platform in these early stages. Drinkwater. Here's Fitzgibbon. Home debut for him tonight, of course. Lachlan Fitzgibbon, the off-season purchase. Walker again. Curry just tossing it up for Vaughan. And the referee's having a look at that. The offload is in, yet he has given a penalty. I thought he was mindful too. He was clearly looking to see if there was an advantage, but he's seen a bit of a hold, a grab from an off-the-ball player there, I think.
Yeah, again, and they've got to be so tight, haven't they, in the terms of the discipline. Hull FC let themselves down badly in the derby in round 1, and this is the last thing you want to do in the opening minutes against a really fired-up Warrington side.
Well, this is a third set of 6 here, and Warrington are straight at it here, and underneath the sticks. Here's Harrison. Walker waits at dummy half. Just a little skip to that right-hand side. Hull's defence out quickly. Vaughan crushing in. Walker's having a look. Time to consider. Harrison's pawing the ground to his left. It was he now who carries it in. He's over the line, but he's clearly held up. And they're back 10 metres. They're putting some pressure on in these early stages.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's all Route 1 stuff as well. Sam will be happy with the way that his Wolves have started. A lot of ad line running. Every metre that they're making is into Hull FC territory. I really like what I've seen from this guy as well, Fitzgibbon, in the limited time I've seen him in a Warrington shirt.
Fitzgibbon with a little bit of an angle run there, and here comes Curry and tossing it back to the middle. The little fella there, Leon Hayes, we'll be talking about him before the night's out, I'm sure, but Connor Wrench bounces down and picks up and carries on. One play to go in this set. Warrington with one last play after that welter of possession. The kick is good, the chase is on, but it's going to be Warrington's ball back again. Tex Hoy's dropped on it, but it's a drop out underneath the sticks.
Yeah, it's about as much as they could do as well. Good defensive read from Tex Hoy, but great defensive read from the left wing from Lewis Martin. He chopped down Connor Wrench and eventually grabbed him. There's nothing else that Tex Hoy can do there, and they're going to give up another set of 6.
Well, if they wanted a test of character,
they've got one.
The black and whites, they have got a test of character with barely 4 minutes played. It has been all so far at this end of the field, and here it comes again.
Move, Jack! Move outside there.
Walker patiently waits at dummy half. Curry right down the middle again. Middle player, Ben Curry, we're used to seeing him wider on the left, but he's featured very heavily down the middle here. Here's Hayes, Leon Hayes, they love him here. He's only made 3 appearances before tonight in the Primrose and Blue, but he's also already a folk hero. And there's Walker to go for the line, and Warrington have their rewards for that early pressure. Danny Walker is over to score, and Warrington take that early lead.
Yeah, and you could see it coming, couldn't you? Repeat possession, and repeat pressure. on Hull FC. But Danny Walker gets the try, but I'll tell you what, credit Leon Hayes. Danny Walker opens his account for the 2024 season, but there was an awful lot of talk about this young man, not just from tonight and the anticipation, but also in talking to Cal Fitzpatrick earlier in the week. They had an opposed training session. He turned Nathan Cleary inside out. Well, he's turned a couple of FC defenders inside out here, got a quick play the ball, good elbows and knee stuff, and then Danny Walker. Well, there's no more dangerous position to defend against Danny Walker than there. 5 metres out. Marker's not set. It's almost a foregone conclusion. Opening score, Warrington.
And Josh Dewlis will take this kick at goal.
Yeah, Josh Dewlis, welcome to Super League for 2024, and congratulations, young man. Converts the kick, 6 points to 0, and he's become a new father as well. I think last Thursday night, that's why he missed the opening round against the Catalan Dragons. Really pleased for him. Welcome back. Young Player of the Year last year. What a season he had in 2023.
Well, there we go again. Opportunity provided, opportunity taken. And Danny Walker with a big smile on his face. Big boots to fill. In the absence of Darryl Clark, of course, this year, but he was already starting to fill them last year, wasn't he? The Warrington number 9. And Vaughan will bring it back. 6.5 minutes played. Hull FC have been starved of possession here.
Tackle 1, play the ball.
Yeah, the referee just making sure Paul Vaughan retakes the correct mark. This is where Hull FC now have got to get back hold of the game, and rather than doing that, they've conceded again a penalty. They've conceded more field position and put themselves right back where they started.
Still a little high.
And that's an example of indirect contact with the head. So that's up off the ball into the head. Penalty, nothing more.
So Warrington gets a centre platform again here. Inside this whole half. I tell you, both coaches had sat down before the game, had visualised the perfect start and the worst possible start. Sam Burgess is getting his wish. Tony Smith must be wondering, can this tide be thwarted as Curry came through at pace? Just a bit of a speed bump, knocks him to the ground, but it's another set of 6. Drinkwater to this left-hand side. Here comes King, held up, going no further. There's a bit of fight from the black and whites. There's a bit of tenacity. That'll lift their spirits, forcing Warrington back 10 metres. They're not having it all their own way just at the moment. Harrison with a drive. There's Walker. Here's a little fella Hayes again. Drinkwater over to that far side, and Holroyd. Holroyd will play. There's still plenty of tackles in the bag here as Vaughan tries to twist that big body of his and tries to carry 3, 4, 5 defenders in the end. He has to give up finally. Back to Drinkwater, the kick is through, it was signalled, it's a try, it's Lachlan Fitzgibbon on his home debut, but only Fitzgibbon.
It's tackle 4.
Well,
soft signal, no try.
I think it was tipped up by Fitzgibbon himself. He wasn't sure, was he?
Okay, so we'll kick first, please, Jack. Okay, the live decision is no try on field, so we're starting with the kick, please, to confirm the Chaser are onside. So, foot on the ball. Yeah, I'm happy to play at that point. Chaser is onside, so we're just on the grounding now, please. So we're just on the grounding. Does he ground this ball? So we go back on this, please. Real slow on this angle. So, does he take possession and maintain possession of the ball? That's separation. Made my decision. Thank you.
Well done, Lachlan Fitzgibbon there, as you said, tipping off the ref. Maybe that's the way forward, John Wells. Players actually being honest about that. I never scored in a million years there, ref. We might as well get back and tap it on the 20.
It's the first place I'd look. League players are very, very honest. It's just bounced up, hasn't it, at the wrong time. Fitzgibbon dived, it's hit him in the chest. Yeah, and that's not controlled downward pressure.
Yeah. And he knows there's cameras all around. He knows that the video referee wasn't going to give it.
Wait, go on.
Could have saved ourselves 30 seconds. Anyway, Hull back in possession. Relieved at the fact that they've got the ball back in hands as Sutcliffe travels. towards that halfway line. Good heavens, nosebleed territory. They are finally pushing themselves inside the Warrington half, and the offload keeps them interested. It's Morgan Smith who took it to that left-hand side.
Move forward and get on side, mate. Come on. Hold it. Wait. Go free.
Hull
Doesn't get in.
still got 3 tackles to go here. They might fancy themselves. It's Walker who tries a little bit of weaving and magic down the middle, but you try that too much and Paul Vaughan will have you, as was proven to be the case. So the black and whites smashing it in. Up gets Jack Brown. Now it comes left, and the kick is from Morgan Smith again, but the take on that far side is from Josh Dewlis. Warrington have it safely back, but they're starting from deep here.
Yeah, and there's the shot from Paul Vaughan. He's been a very busy man, hasn't he? 33 metres, a couple of offloads in there as well, and a handful of tackles, none more so vociferous than against Jack Walker. He's been a great pickup, hasn't he, for the Warrington Wolves? Second full season now.
Yeah.
Good set from Hull FC, though. Weathered an early storm. Look, conceded a try, could quite have easily been 2, and then getting themselves deep into a defensive set at the right end of the field.
Yeah, oxygen back in the lungs. Self-confidence restored just a little. Well, they will have the ball back again here with Walker's take. That's just a little mark of the conditions, the slip, as he tried to bring it forward. This is Sutcliffe again.
Move now!
Early score in the capital. London finding themselves behind against the Catalan.
Well, an error from Hull FC. I saw Jack Walker in the warm-up working on his passing game. You know, as a modern-day fullback, you've got to have that. That was preempted. The pass wasn't on. He'd already decided he was going to pass that. You know, the rule with a pass generally is that somebody in a better position than yourself, and Tony Smith will be really disappointed with that.
All the talk's been about Sam before the game, hasn't it? But there's the pass master, the man who's been there, done it, not least here. Was it 8, 9, 10 years as a Warrington coach? Took them to 3 grand finals, won 3 Challenge Cups. The league leaders shield in there as well. Wherever he's been, he has improved clubs, so we'll see, remain patient. I'm sure the improvements will come. And maybe we're seeing some of them here tonight with a bit of character show. Curry. Again, just held up. Can't get it away. Wants to play it as quickly as possible. Now it comes back. Inside ball from Hayes. Taken on by Harrison. Harrison wants to get up quickly. Waiting there is Walker. Walker with a dash and a dart. Curry again. 1 play to go. Warrington that close. Walker shifting it to Hayes. Hayes with a lovely little grubber kick that bounces and bobbles and tantalises, but it's dropped on well in the end on that left-hand side. Possession again from Morgan Smith.
Yeah, nicely cleaned up by Morgan Smith, because that was another threatening looking attack. One thing I noticed here, you know, looking at last week's game and looking at the opening 10 or 12 minutes, Warrington Wolves attack a lot more direct, and I'm thinking about Harrison. Yes, he's a prop, but I'm also looking at Ben Curry in particular. Ben Curry in particular looks to have been worked. He's bulked up, and there's a lot more directness in his play. I really like what I see. A penalty conceded by the Warrington Wolves lifts a little bit more pressure from Hull FC.
I think they know they really are in the season, Hull, when they get a score on the board, because the only team not to score a single point last week against Hull Kingston Rovers. So they want to break that duck as soon as they possibly can. This was one of their shining lights just over a week ago. Here comes Walker. Just using McIntosh as a bit of a foil, but that ploy not taken by the Warrington defence. Here comes Jack Brown. Relatively young prop forward. Back again to Hoy. Hoy now looks over and sees there's a chase hold from Harvey Barron. And that's a good, confident kick and a great chase from Barron. And he's forced Warrington into conceding that dropout.
Yeah, and he's got the call there from Harvey Barron. Texoy was looking at his options, assessing what was going on. got the call from the wingman, bobbed it in behind Matty Ashton, get a repeat set, great work.
There's a few players on the pitch tonight who've not had a lot of games in recent years, and he's one of them. He made his debut back in July 2022, but only a handful of appearances since that.
Yeah, just his sixth start for LFC. You know, there's a clutch of these players, 19, 20 years of age, but I tell you what, they all look like athletes, don't they?
Here's McIntosh. A step inside the field for him tonight, out of necessity, playing at centre. Brown, out of dummy half, a position he will feel comfortable in, of course, having started there for Featherstone and played there for the New Zealand international team. Brown again. Sometimes Smith, sometimes they have an opportunity here, and Sutcliffe is sliding over, and as he got that down safely enough, the referee again is putting a square in the air. He's asking the video referee, we're off to Wilmslow.
I think it's an outstanding try-saving tackle from Josh Hewlett. We will find out in the analysis.
Okay, tackle 2, live decision is no try on field, so we're just looking at the ground in here, please. So it's Sutcliffe's in possession of the ball at this point. Still in possession, does the ball get down? It appears to be up at that point. Appears to be up. Appears to be up.
Yep.
Look at any other angle, just confirm it doesn't get down at any point from an alternative angle. This will help me. We can see there is rolling, momentum's taking over the line. You can see from the previous angle the ball's up, the ball is up there, hands under the ball, still under the ball, and the tackle's complete at that point. I made my decision.
Well, he might have had a few sleepless nights these last few nights, Josh Hewlett, but my goodness, that was a terrific effort in defence.
Yeah, look, wingmen are often known for their try-scoring abilities, aren't they, and the amount of tries that they score, but I tell you what, they're just as valuable. The modern-day winger needs to work both sides of the ball. What a defensive piece of work there from Hewlett.
New Brown comes out of dummy half. Hull FC looking towards his right-hand side. They've still got that opportunity. Lane, one play to go. Here comes Brown. Where's this going? Back into the hands of Ashworth. I'm not sure he's your ideal sixth tackle man, but he has been swallowed up by the Warrington defence. Not a bad place to hand over, but I think they might have wanted to put a bit more pressure on that Warrington line.
Yeah, let's take a look at this try-saver again. Hewlett never gives up on it. His body position is perfect. He's got one eye there on the outside on Martin Lewis, but he also knows the chief threat is the ball and Sutcliffe. What a brilliant defensive display.
Offside, I think, here. Oh, not square at the marker.
Marking side by side. And a bit of
side by side. So the penalty, oh, he's not found touch. Oh, he has. Just enough there from Leon Hayes. His heart would have been in his mouth for a moment here.
Play the ball. Play the ball. 50.
Yeah, markers not square is going to be an issue for Hull FC repeatedly, unless they keep control of this ruck speed. The ruck speed's far too fast for them at the moment. It's not giving the tacklers the time to get up and get set.
So Curry will play.
Play the ball. Go. No tackle.
Walker comes out of dummy half. Harrison takes it on.
Step back with me, Jack. Hold. Wait.
Walker. Curry might be next. Cab off the rank, but in fact it's shifted out to Vaughan for the heavy-duty stuff, and that's why. Great, powerful leg drive, meters after contact. And Warrington given a little bit more of a leg up as well. Harrison takes it once more. So the big fellas have been pounding at the gates for 3 tackles. Do they begin to switch it wide? They go early with a kick. It's, again, a chase from Lachlan Fitzgibbon. But Walker just about gets it back in play. Yeah,
really well done from Jack Walker. First of all, to get there, very brave decision to go down and then to keep the ball in field. McIntosh working hard now to get field position, if not territory, give his side options. But, oh, dear me. No, referee's given a penalty. We've got away with one there, I think.
Well, James Harrison came looking at the referee with his arms outstretched.
Well, I'm not sure how much of a hand was in there. It is the ball carrier's responsibility to maintain position. Here's the smart play from Jack Walker. Ball carrying arm doesn't touch the floor. That's worth its weight in gold, is that for Hull FC.
So after that opening, what, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. Hull FC will be feeling reasonably happy with life at the moment.
Wait, Adam, wait.
Yeah, the weathered the early onslaught. They seem to be managing as best they can that barrage in the middle of the field. They're getting to the end of the sets. The set completion rate is pretty high. The next step for them is to actually start challenging this Wolves defence.
There's a hoist step. Here comes Brown. He's channeling players back down at the middle. Brown again. And the other Brown, Jack Brown, involved in that. Well, they have a chance here to do something. Morgan Smith inside for Ashworth again. Ashworth, and that's a good carry from Jack Ashworth. Really powerful effort, and he's got a penalty because... What's he given that for?
Looks like a ball steal.
Ball steal, yeah.
Late in the tackle count as well. Well, Hull FC are going to run this.
They want to get 6 back, don't they? They want to get the 6 back. Here comes Jack Brown. There they go, 5 metres away. So where he is, they've got plenty to work from. And they're coming through Hoy. Hoy with a ball over the top. That's asking an awful lot of Harvey Brown because Warrington's defence had it well marshalled. McIntosh back to Hoy. A little search for what might be available here from Tex Hoy. Now a pick up from Brown. Morgan Smith gets the pass away again. Warrington are clinging on at the moment. Clinging on. Hull are asking some real questions. Oh, and it's going to be an attempt from dummy half, but he's not quite got there. Just about an inch or two short. It's back to Smith again. Smith with a crossfield kick. McIntosh. It's a knock-on from Warrington. So it'll be another set of 6 here for the Black and Whites of Hull.
Yeah, maintain pressure. Good work, Hull FC. Look, they are asking questions now. I like New Brown from dummy half. He is, you know, he's got number 7 on his back for this year, which did raise a couple of eyebrows, really, when Tony Smith announced that squad. He is better known as a 9. And I think, you know, with Jack Walker at full-back, frees up Tex Hoy. Well, it's been given as a knock on this, but that's clearly come off Toby King's head, I think, in the challenge. Look, you know, Hull FC won't complain. They get another shot at this Warrington line.
Let's go, guys. Bend you up.
Well, a lot of Hull fans would have been down in the dumps after last week, but there is a brightness to this performance, isn't there? As you say, the balance of Brown in the hooking position and Hoy on there as well, and Walker will open up an opportunity for Lewis Martin to crash over. Hull FC have their first try, not only of the night, but of 2024, and it's 19-year-old Lewis Martin who strikes, and Hull FC are full of hope now.
Oh, a brilliant response for Hull FC. They had the time, they had the territory, they had the repeat possession, and then they go and convert that and get the points as well. Lewis Martin, the try scorer. But tell you what, Jack Walker take a bow in this one. He's only still a young man himself, Jack Walker, and has had a horror run of injuries in that early career. The question would have been, should it have even been a Hull FC possession? There's no obvious Warrington hand in there, but listen, you play what you see, and what Jack Walker sees there is Josh Hewlett moving off just that moment too soon, delays the pass and then finds Lewis Martin. Nice ball off the base of the scrum. Smith out, and that's the smart play from Jack Walker. He's really developed that side of his game, Dave, that passing game. We always knew him as a really evasive runner. I think, you know, as we say time and again, the modern-day fullback has got to be able to find a pass, and that was a crucial one for Hull FC.
Apologies, by the way, if you heard any language you were offended by that. I'm not talking about John Wells, by the way.
I was racking my brains to think what I might have said.
You kept it clean, John. So
just compliments for Jack Walker.
Darnell McIntosh with a kick from the touchline that has not... Oh, yes, it has! It has! We're all square again. 6 points apiece. Who saw this coming 10 minutes ago?
Well, what a riposte, and some real resilience shown by Hull FC. Jack Walker, I think, has had Lewis Martin scored the try, but Jack Walker, crucial involvements in the last 5 minutes of this game. That's the try-assist pass that put Lewis Martin in the corner. But remember, a couple of minutes ago, he got Hull FC out of trouble with that second effort as a defensive player in that full-back role. Brilliant contribution from him in the last 5 minutes.
Well, Warrington know they're in a fight now because Hull are scrapping and they're playing well. And they're looking to travel the distance once more. Brown out of dummy half. Just testing the resolve of that Warrington defence. Sam Burgess with an intensity in his look onto the field.
What's your body language assessment like there?
Arms folded, arms folded. Don't approach me, I think, is the arms folded gesture, isn't it? Just at the moment you wouldn't want to, because here comes Sutcliffe again for Hull.
Go 5.
And they are back with a high kick from Morgan Smith. Safe enough from Dufty. But the chase keeps Warrington penned to just about 10 from their own line.
Yeah, they're having some joy, Hull FC, aren't they? Down that left edge, the right edge defence for the Warrington Wolves. Conor Wrench getting himself too tight, too close to his back rower. And that cut-out ball from Morgan Smith, that wide pass from Morgan Smith, is putting Liam Sutcliffe in some space.
So here's Walker. Little dab to that right-hand side. Trying to find the route through that path of highly populated Hull defenders. Wrench 5 short of the halfway line. Dufty with a burst of power and a little bit of pace added as well, but Hull's line hangs on. Walker again. This is Leon Hayes with a kick downfield, which has Harvey Barron backpedaling, but otherwise not too difficult for him to deal with. And again, Warrington's chase is efficient. Heavy weather on a heavy pitch. 15 minutes of the half remaining, but all square. Hello. There's Ockenberg, one of those new signings in the off-season. The arm was out, the arm was out. He had an opportunity to get it away, but he's decided to keep a hold. Brown again. McIntosh with the dummy and go, and then he gets it away. And look who's on the back of it, Walker. And look where they're going, left-hand side. And here's Sutcliffe again. Dufty should have this covered, surely. And he does. But there are 3 up there, so not a bad end.
Yeah, smart as well. And again, you know, people are going to think I'm part of the Jack Walker fan club. Just that extra step he took to turn Matt Dufty back inside. We know how quick he is across the ground. Just that extra step, almost came up in front of that defensive chase, just to stop Dufty from moving across. Smart work.
Walker in. Interchange. It's Musgrove who's on, isn't it?
Go for 10. Good mark is good.
Now Vaughan. And Walker waits after 5. So the Catalan some degree of comfort in the capital against London. Kick on the end of that's a good one, because Walker not sure whether to stick or twist. In the end, he takes the safest option.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would mind that ball going out of play. It seems to have been end-to-end and pretty attritional for the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Plenty of rugby league coming up on Sky Sports over the weekend. Huddersfield against St Helens, 5:25 tomorrow on Sky Sports Action. But I don't think you'd mind us saying that this is the real deal. The World Club Challenge, Wigan against Penrith, 7:30. Sam Burgess watching on as new head coach here tonight. Will be with us tomorrow.
You've come in third, man. Them 2 have completed it.
He'll be part of our team, our presentation team tomorrow, Sam, for what is going to be an absolutely unmissable occasion.
Absolutely. Houseful signs have been up for some time. Great work by the Warriors organisation. Not so great by the Warrington Wolves. We were talking about Hull FC's, Tony Smith was talking about Hull FC's need to be disciplined. Well, the Warrington Wolves, that's 3rd penalty they've conceded now. really given Hull FC an opportunity to take another considered look at this end of the field.
Stavely there, he got up and played the ball. He's one of 3 Hull players, by the way. Himself, Lee Bamforth, who's on the bench, and Morgan Smith in the halves, who actually had time at Warrington's academy. So talk about the young Warrington players who are on show tonight, but there's 1 or 2 at Hull who have come through a similar route. So a lot of pride, I think, at the moment at Warrington. Gary Chambers, former head of youth, who's now director of football at this club. That was lost. That was lost. That was a daft mistake.
Yeah, it'd be disappointing. He knew straight away, didn't he? And we say again, there is always a defender that is in contact. By definition, it's a play the ball. There's a tackle just been made, but it is the ball carrier's responsibility to regain his feet and to make a genuine attempt to play the ball. So, you know, that goes down as a mistake column and a pressure relieving mistake as well.
Daddy, get your head in. I was around all this time. Shot clock off. Jaden, head in. Ball Leon, out.
Led by Hayes. 50 chiming in.
What? Move, Leon!
Across goes Walker. And forward come those Warrington forwards again, but without the ball, Holroyd spilling in, and very quickly Hull gifted possession back again here. No way through for McIntosh, so Barron's invited to take up the running. And Hoy skips away.
Surrender! Stand on it! One.
Bamforth,
Go,
one of those ex-Warrington Academy lads. The young hooker. Oh, and that's Brown with a pass away, almost opening things up for Stavely.
Leon!
Down that blind side they search. Walker back with the offload, picked up again here by Brown. Well, look how close they're getting here, and they've still plenty of plays to go. They've silenced this big Warrington crowd just for the moment. Gardner.
Move, Joel! 10.
Morgan, picked up at dummy half by Bamforth. Now it's Morgan Smith with a kick to the in-goal area, watched, and in the end, Ulis felt he had to do something. And he has.
Smart play, Morgan Smith.
Warrington under pressure.
Tidied up nicely by Thewlis, but nicely weighted kick by Morgan Smith. And again, repeat possession, it's what you want. I think Stavely's had a great start to his round 2 match, just working down that left edge. They obviously see that as an area where they can get some joy, not just because of the talents that they have down there. I mean, easily the most experienced player on the field, Liam Sutcliffe, but also Conor Wrench arguably playing out of position in the centres there.
There's another one, Stavely with a big night. Oh, I've lost it. Unforgivable. Frustration for the head coach. Jordan Lane takes it in. Strength of the impact. Springs it loose. And Warrington get out of jail free. And suddenly they can start pushing at the other end again. What can they do with it here? Film it. Quick play the ball. See that St. Powell on the field as well. Walker still in that dummy half position. It's Hayes. And that is spilled, I think, by Powell, and Hull immediately springing into life.
Surrender! Stand 0, go.
Martin plays. So they might have taken a heavy hit.
Yeah, the ball's just squeezed out in the tackle. It's Sam Powell who goes down. 2 players. Yeah, the conditions really starting to play the part, aren't they? You can also tell the number of subs that have been made already in the game. Heavy on the legs, middle of the pitch, cutting up.
There's Morgan Smith. He didn't get anything like a 5-star review last week, Morgan Smith, did he? But he looks a much better player here tonight, doesn't he?
Short side again, Dave.
Walker to Sutcliffe.
Move now!
So Bamforth is up there. It's back with Morgan Smith. New Brown spins it on to Hoy. Hoy picks up the pace and gets it away to McIntosh, and McIntosh with a kick in the chase. And it has been taken by Dufty. An element of bravery.
Yeah, all the experience in the world from Matt Dufty there. Got to ground early. Great work from Hull FC. Do not get caught offside, though. Which is, seems to me, exactly what they've done.
Let's get on the right mark then, eh?
It's the flop that's done it. There it is, that second effort in the tackle. That is one of those things that's been outlawed this year, isn't it?
It's a bit heavy, isn't it?
Or stamped upon. It was never illegal anyway, but stamped upon a much greater extent.
If they just spent another 5% of time thinking about that area, starts of sets there, this could be a very different story for Hull FC in 5 tackles time. As it stands, they give the Wolves the opportunity to really build a base here now, because they have been, let's be honest, they have been the second best team for the last 10 or 15 minutes. Hull FC have really taken it to the hosts.
I'm sure Tony Smith will be excited by what he's watching, you know, given all the misfortune he's had at the start of the year. Passing some big names. But the young fellas who've come in are doing a job here. And they get an opportunity to get ball back in hand as well.
Yeah, and just overplaying again from Warrington. It's a sign of frustration that plan A is not working as it should be.
And as Barron takes it forward, Warrington are offside. So a chance to clear their line still further as they do that. Jenna, what are you telling us down there?
Yeah, I can tell you that Adam Holroyd, the second rower for Warrington Wolves, has just come off a couple of minutes ago and went straight down the tunnel holding his hand. We're just waiting on an injury update there for you.
Well, another unforgivable moment there, not finding touch, and Dewlis is able to bring it back for Warrington. They'll consider that a huge bonus.
Yeah, these are the moments, aren't they? They've improved as the game's gone on, but it's just those little 1%, those moments, those lapses of concentration that are just inviting the Wolves back into this game.
Up gets Musgrove, on comes Walker. Looking left again to Powell. And I think he got a shout from the touch judge there, the referee, who had a very clear view of that. Just a grab. It was a little too high.
No, it's off the shoulder as well.
No malice. No force.
Danny, you said you're tapping it, tap it. Go.
Musgrove.
What?
The Samoan international.
Hold, wait.
Walker.
Go on.
Stands and waits. Drinkwater looking to funnel them in.
Move now.
Curry's a little wider now.
Hold, wait, play the ball back.
Ben Curry's been split in the tackle.
Time off, tackle 2. There's
Looks
blood
like
stopping for blood.
Quite a nasty cut as well, does that one.
Tackle 2.
Apologies for anybody who's still eating the dinner at home.
Yeah.
But that's the reality. It's a tough game played by tough people.
You've got to be posh to be eating your dinner at this time of the night. You've got to be posh to call it dinner, John.
Tea. No, it's just an accidental clash of heads there.
While he's treated, just a reminder of what we've got tomorrow. Lick Your Lips. Full house. Been a sellout now for about 4 or 5 weeks. So you can't get a ticket. But you can watch it right here. Sky Sports action, Sky Sports main event. Sam Burgess in a stellar cast with us tomorrow. Wigan against Penrith. The best of the English game against the best of the Australian game.
So Ben Curry will lead the field, be assessed, be stitched up.
Well, the video referee's getting involved here. This is going to be a card. This is going to be a red card.
No.
New Brown doesn't know what's coming. Doesn't know what's coming.
Contact. It's forceful and dangerous. There's no mitigation. You're off.
Well, forceful and dangerous and no mitigation. Guess what? We've got another debate on our hands.
Yeah, this is one of the vagaries of the rules here. So, look, the objective part about it is there's direct contact with the head. So you'll see New Brown come round. Has there been any attempt from him to lower his tackle height, not make contact with the head? Well, you could say that it was accidental. Unfortunately for New Brown, accidental's got nothing to do with it anymore. It's direct contact with the head, like it or not. It's forceful and dangerous. It's New Brown's responsibility as the tackler to not make contact with the head, and we can argue and debate this all we want, but these are the new interpretations.
I'm not sure, John. I'm not sure about that, but greater minds than ours will assess that, I'm sure, in the cold light of day.
Yeah, if there was...
The hard fact, the undisputable fact, is less than 2 hours into the new season. That is Hull FC's third red card.
Yeah. Look, in the strict interpretation of these rules, these new rule interpretations, that is direct contact with force. You could argue their mitigation. That's where I would be looking at, you know, from moving that from a red down to a yellow. The video referee's not seen any mitigating factors.
Well, we're getting news from Jenna that even the Warrington bench was a little unconvinced by that red card. Anyway, the kick goes over. Hewlis adds the 2. We're 13 against 12. And Warrington are leading by 8 points to 6 with just over 3 minutes of the first half remaining.
Yeah, we've had some drama. We've had some unfortunate drama as well. Again, some more unwanted attention. But it has actually been a really competitive first half of rugby. You know, a 2-point gap is not one that many people would have envisaged when they looked at the team sheets, they looked at the performance of Hull FC last week, and they looked at the performance and the intent shown by Warrington in the south of France. I think that's credit to the visitors that they stay within 2 points.
Well, it's boring, isn't it, all this talk? I mean, we know why they've done it, and all for the changes to protect the health of rugby league players, both in their careers and after, but I can't wait till we're talking about something else. I really can't. Anyway, game goes on. Hull with 12 men, Warrington with 13, and Warrington bringing it forward with Sam Powell. Just 2 minutes of this half remaining. Hull will be desperate. I think that Danny Walker got behind the 40-metre mark there to try and look for touch, but if he did, he didn't get the angle he wanted. Walker, he's not tackled. He's not tackled. The referee shouting that tackle not complete.
What? Move, Leon! Hold, wait. Go on.
Warrington's defensive line coming up quickly here. Desperate to keep their opponents as deep inside their own half as they can. Penalty against those Warrington players for coming off too quickly on that occasion.
Yep, look, and if you're Hull FC, notwithstanding the red card, you're delighted with this first 40 minutes. You're going to see out the gate, see out the half now, and you're going to be 2 points behind a hotly tipped Warrington Wolves at half-time. I think that's a really positive dressing room talk from Tony Smith that's to come.
Staveley standing in the tackle, can't get it away.
Hold, wait, go on.
Little reach in the air by Jordan Lane, pulls it down safely and helps it on to Gardner. Denis Bamford wants to deliver the pill now to this right-hand side. Walker's involved, Hoy's involved. Step and a swish of the hips. 3 tackles to go. Hull FC would be delighted if they can get points on the board here. Of course they would, given what's happened in the last few moments, especially. Lane. Here's Bamford, waiting patiently. Now it comes left to Walker. Smith now.
Okay, stay short.
Trying to create a bit of space for himself. So last play, is this going up? Is this going up? Back it comes. It's along the ground, and he doesn't quite find a way through. And it is dropped on. And Hull are having to defend again. But there's only a matter of seconds remaining here. Sure we'll get the ball played here. Yes, we do. This will be the last play of the half. Taken on by the ever-lively Matty Ashton. But the Hooters sound it. The referee blows his whistle. And that has been an intriguing first half. Not always for the most positive of reasons.
No, and I'm sure the lads will be discussing this at half-time. But look, let's look at the real positive in this, and the real positive has been the response from Hull FC. I think it's been exceptional, with such a lack of experience in that team, made up for with enthusiasm and application.
So it's half-time, and Warrington are leading here by 8 points to 6, but there's plenty more of this story to tell.
Dave, John, thank you very much. The Warrington Wolves at home for the first time this season, leading just at half-time. It has been a spirited performance by Hull FC, but there is one major talking point from the first half. This red card for New Brown. We'll discuss it in depth after the break. Referees red, New Brown off. Our thoughts coming up shortly.
The fly is the giant, the champion, turn on the siren. Roars, the realest, adrenaline, I know you feel it. How much do you want it, so come and get it. Everybody know we here when that rhythm hit them. The race is on, shoes lace, game face is on. It's going down, we came around.
It's the one trophy that Penrith haven't got in their cabinet.
The world of rugby league will be watching tomorrow with us on Sky Sports as Matt Pete's Wigan Warriors, the Super League champions, go up against Ivan Cleary's Penrith Panthers. 3 consecutive NRL titles. They go head-to-head at a sold-out DW Stadium tomorrow. We're on Sky Sports Action and on Sky Sports Main Event from 7:30 p.m. Special guest Sam Tompkins and the Warrington Wolves head coach Sam Burgess. Well, London are in action for the first time in the capital in Super League since 2019. The Catalan Dragons are the visitors, and Teo Fage has bagged the brace in the first 40 minutes. A try either side of an effort from Roman Navarrete. The visitors lead 16-0 at half-time. That is perhaps an unsurprising scoreline in the capital. This may be a surprising scoreline at the Halliwell-Jones Stadium. And under strength, depleted Hull FC side trail by just 2 against the Warrington Wolves. A try apiece and separated by a Josh Toulis penalty. Early pressure for the Warrington Wolves, John Wilkin, I should say, paid dividends with Danny Walker's try.
Yeah, and Warrington started so brightly. All of the things that we spoke about. It was a bit of ill-discipline from Jack Ashworth, gave a penalty. And then the short kicking game of Josh Drinkwater that we spoke about, which was going to be huge. And how good's this man been? Leon Hayes, I've been really impressed with his touches with the ball. His kicking game's been exceptional, and that led to this. Danny Walker's try. Jordan Lane gets left in no man's land, and Danny Walker sells all the shape in the world to the left, knowing he's going back right. It's an incredible piece of instinctive play from Danny Walker.
6-0 to the Warrington Wolves. You're thinking Hull FC just need anything to give them a foothold in the game. We thought they got it.
Well, yeah, what a tackle from Thewlis. A poor finish from Sutcliffe. But look,
contact?
This was well. We'll get onto this. That is a contact with the head. But Liam Sutcliffe fails to get over. Look, Hull's left edge had a day. Hull's performance in that first half, I think, has been sensational. A try here for Lewis Martin, and it was that left edge again. Jack Water with a real soft touch, a great finish. And as I said, Brian, Hull's left edge looked lethal. But that wasn't the story of the half for me, and unfortunately I echo the sentiment of Dave Woods. I don't want to get drawn on something.
Okay, we know there is a clampdown on head contact, and accidental head contact will be punished. I cannot support this action in the game. If this is a red card in the game, I'm saying we've got an existential threat to the attractiveness of our game. In a million years, I cannot find a red card for New Brown in this instance.
Brian, look, That is a shambles, because if that's a red card, there's 10 red cards in the first half. We just saw Leon Hayes carry the ball, get hit in the head twice. Right. There is a real mismatch between wanting to protect the players' welfare and reducing head contacts, and then really sloppy application of that. That's a sloppy application of the rule. If you wanted to strictly...
That's probably a direct application of the rule.
All right, yeah, but what I'm saying is you've not chosen to apply that rule that effectively. Last night, James Donaldson stiff-armed someone off his feet in the head. It's a yellow card. Right? For Manu Brown, Tubbs slightly touches Ben Curry's head, and it's a red card. So, right, we have to echo the frustrations of people who are watching. Because
you know what? I'll say this, and you're right to make this point. Obviously, the Hull FC fans in the stadium here are irate when they saw that decision made. We've got the Warrington fans behind us here. We've got Warrington ground staff behind us here. Stewards, all puzzled watching on the big screen as to what they've just seen. The existential threat to the game lies in officiating like that and decisions to take the game down that route.
It's a shocker. It's an absolutely mind-blowingly bad decision. And you're right, it's damaging. Because what do I want to talk about here, Brian? I want to be at half-time. I want to be talking about Hull FC's young players, Brian, who've come to Warrington against Sam Burgess's men and put in a performance that they should be proud of. But we can't talk about that because of the way that send-off has impacted the game.
We need to make the point. The referee, we believe, has applied appropriately the new rules that they've brought in.
You can't choose when you apply them. When Josh Newlis is off then for his challenge on Sutcliffe, there's about 10 to 12 genuine contacts with the head. Now, that was the least ferocious, the least obvious of all of them, and he gets sent. Come on. Come on.
Break's coming up. Breaks coming up here at the Halliwell Jones Stadium. We are staggered by what we've seen. We have, though, seen a tremendous first 40-minute performance from Hull FC. We're trying to digest a new brown red card. Warrington all to do in the second half. It's on the way after this. So much rugby league this year for you on Sky Sports. We've got tomorrow's NRL round 2 for the pre-season challenge, 2:45 a.m. on Arena. We're on to action for Huddersfield against St Helens. Winning starts to the season for both of those, 5:25, and that will be a prelude to tomorrow's World Club Challenge. Wigan Penrith, remember Sam Burgess is our guest, 7:30 p.m. on Action and Main Event, and then on Sunday a double-header. From the NRL, we've got pre-season challenge action, 4 a.m. on Arena, and on Action on Sunday, round 2 of the Betfred Super League will close with Salford taking on the Castleford Tigers. Oh, we got a very interesting scoreline here at the Halliwell Jones Stadium at half-time. Just 2 points between the sides. A Josh Thulis penalty separating them. That's after Famuna Brown was sent from the field. That will be the big talking point at full-time. Will Warrington have won? Let's find out. Jenna Brooks is standing by with Sam Burgess, their head coach, to give us his thoughts.
Yeah, thanks very much. Sam, a 2-point lead at the break. Positive half-time team talk?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest spectacle tonight. It's tough conditions. We've held the ball well. A lot of penalties, so let's hope we just stay a bit calmer this time in the second half and take some lessons out of it. But they've been enthusiastic. We can be much better, though.
I have to ask you about that red card. New Brown sent off. We're all scratching our heads. Are you?
It's a tough one. It's a really, really tough one. I mean, it's hard to make something of it. I feel for New, I feel for Hull, because I don't know what I can do about it, but it's just the way the game's going, so.
Thank you, Sam. Good luck for this second half. Okay, over to you, Dave Woods and John Wells.
Thanks, Jenna. I'll tell you what, here's the deal, John. We'll reference the fact that Hull are down to 12 men a time or two in this second half, because it's only fair that we need to remind listeners that they're up against it in this second period. But let's not talk about that sending off again, because we're all getting bored of the disciplinary issues just being headline, first paragraph, second paragraph, in any discussion about the game. Let's sit back and enjoy two fine teams playing a wonderful game of rugby league in this second half. Shall we?
Yep, if you want. Yep, I had an argument ready, but okay. No, you're the senior figure here.
Oh no, you're a lot older than me. Anyway, penalty for Warrington.
Interesting what Sam did say about his team's first half performance and what he wants to see from them in this second 40, and that's just a calmer application of what they've been doing.
There he is looking on. I'm sure he'll be less than completely satisfied the fact that his side are only leading by 2, especially after that start they made. To remind you, Danny Walker, after only 4 minutes, and Warrington at that stage looked dominant. Looked like it could be a big score in there, it might still be. But it has not panned out so far that way, because Hull have shown some guts and some discipline, in inverted commas, to stay very much in this game. But Warrington, just as they did in the first half, threatening at the start of the second.
Wait.
Here's Walker. Little step away. Hayes helps it on to Dufty. These are quick hands and these are quick feet. He's been denied, I think, the chance to score.
We might have to talk about it again, Dave.
It's a penalty.
Ashton going for the corner. It's Texoy. It's up off the shoulder. Well, it's contact with there, but it's indirect. And the question is Matty Ashton's arm in touch as the ball is grounded?
Well, he's given the penalty, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Let's have a listen to the rep here.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Walker's having a right chat with the referee, not necessarily about that incident. It's been shown on the big screen, and there's been a few oohs and ahs.
Yeah, I think there's 2 incidents in there. There's a late hit on the passer, which I think is going to be a penalty sufficient.
Video referee is getting involved here. What's the talk from Wilmslow? What's the interpretation?
So the first one's been cleared. It's now the challenge in the corner that we're looking at.
Time off.
Here we go.
Liam, just check for the merits of a penalty try, pal.
Oh, potential penalty try.
Penalty try.
Well, this is one where the referee, the video referee, have to be fairly certain that he would have been scored. He would have scored had it not been for the foul play. Is he scoring now, John?
Well, I think we've all been that distracted by where Texoy's made contact or not made contact.
Yeah, so the live decision here is a penalty try by the referee on field. So the referee's given a penalty try. So the question is, would Matty Ashton have scored this try but for that foul play by Texoy? So you can see the initial contact here is off the shoulder, but he does ride into the head. So we'll have a look at this again, please. So you can see initially off the shoulder, but then he does make contact with the head. So the referee's view on field is, but for that foul play, that try would have been scored. So based on the evidence available, but for that foul play by Texoy, a try would have been scored. And there's insufficient evidence, in my opinion, to say that's not the case from the live call on field. So thank you, I've made my decision.
So I think we know what's coming next. It's going to be a penalty try.
It's going to come on the screen, yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yep. Penalty try. Referee gives it. And it will be a kick underneath the six. Not an 8-point try, of course. If he'd have scored it and then that high tackle had happened, it would have been an 8-point try, 2 kicks a goal. But it's a penalty try, so it is
In the middle, one, yeah.
just the 6 points. Handy enough for Warrington anyway.
Yeah, they've got
Kick
themselves
underneath the sticks.
they got themselves into a good position, didn't they? Drew up the one-man short Hull FC defence. And Tex Hoy commits a foul in this covering tackle. Off the shoulder, indirect contact with the head. And referee on field has deemed that but for that foul play, Matty Ashton would have scored. Hence the decision of the penalty try.
Sorry about that.
And for having to wear that arm around his head, Matty Ashton does at least get the satisfaction, even though he didn't touch the ball down, of having a try marked up against his name in the record books. And Thewlis kicks the goal. 3 out of 3, 14 points to 6 now. Sam's a little happier. He's a little happier. Warrington a little more comfortable. 2-score lead now.
Yeah, it's nice shape as well. Nice shape, nice application from Warrington. Nice fast hands from Toby King. He was taken off the ball. Penalty sufficient was going to be the call for that late hit on Toby King, usurped by the penalty try conceded by the attempt from Tex Hoy there.
Tempted to go down a little route here, but I'm not. I'm not going to go down the route of cards and all the rest of it. Kick-off, Warrington get it back. With a 14-6 lead. It's the healthiest lead they have had so far. But we have seen Hull respond with plenty of heart and plenty of passion. Can they do something similar with a one-man disadvantage in this second half?
Move to the side, play on.
Little dummy shown by Powell and then spins.
Move, Tex! Hold, wait! Go free.
Looking for ground here, looking to back up their score with a good finish to this set. Walker kicks out a dummy half. Walker's back, it's difficult, it's bouncing, it's bobbling, you can hear the hooves behind him, and he ain't going to get out of that. Great kick from Danny Walker. I think there was a feeling that George Williams would have been missed tonight because of that attribute to his game, but Walker and Drinkwater have been doing a job. Drop out underneath the sticks. I think Jenna's got news for us. Jenna, what news?
I do, Dave. Everyone obviously heard from Sam Burgess at the break. I also had a word with Tony Smith, of course, on that new brown red card just before the break. He said naturally they're all really disappointed, but he's asked his players to make adjustments, and he's also asked his young team to stay positive and just keep on going. Also, you would have noticed that Ben Curry is back out there. That is because he has passed his head injury assessment.
That's good news. He's got a bandage on him now, Ben. Warrington setting a platform here. Here's Walker. Slow. But off they go again. Taken on this occasion by Musgrove. Here comes Walker. Looking left. Drinkwater. Duffy's involved. Little flash of the hands as if to pass, and then a step off the left foot, but Hull's inside defence were ready for that. They've only got 5 to cover, and they've still got a couple of tackles to go. Philbin, you could see his intentions were to spring the ball free, but his arms are pinned to his chest. Now it's the last. Here's Walker, slipping it back. Hayes with a kick, gets a touch. It was played at, I think. Yep. Referee shouts 1. Another set of 6. They are keeping this pressure up well here.
Yeah, it's just that little bit of extra space as well that they've got between defenders, because Hull FC down a man, Matt Duffy becoming more and more involved in that attacking centre as well.
Walker again, plenty of time to pick his options. Comes to this right-hand side, Powell. Hull's defence is working hard. They have to. Walker again. Hops to the left. I'm not sure that slip was in the playbook, but Hull FC will take it because they have the ball back.
Yeah, Tex Hoy, Johnny on the spot. He's first out the line, takes possession. Clear your lines now if you're a Hull FC player. Complete the set of 6 and get that ball down the field.
Go to Zayn. Good ball. Free.
Martin.
Hold him, Eve, Joe.
Yes, it's just a wayward pass from Danny Walker, expecting a receiver, not there.
Move, Connor!
Hull's turn for some heavy carries. 8 points down. Would dearly love to get the next points on the board to lift their spirits even higher.
He's had a game, hasn't he, Stavely?
And he gets a penalty. So I get the penalty here.
Contact to the head.
Contact to the head. So the kick out of play. Tap by Sutcliffe, on come Hull. What an opportunity. A set of 6 inside their opponent's 30 metres. Backs to the wall tonight for them. But they're coming out fighting again here. Skip and a jump by Jordan Lane. Pushing them, edging them just a little closer. Denis Barnforth waits. Spent most of last year at Newcastle, the Thunder, but now he's with his Hull side again. Sutcliffe can't step through that wall of Warrington defenders. So Staveley operating the dummy half position this time. Now taken on by Gardner.
Move, Samuel!
2 to go. Barnforth waiting. Sachets to the right. There was a little movement left, which might have just put Warrington's defence on the wrong foot, but they have recovered the situation well enough. Last play, slipped back again. Morgan Smith gets the ball away. There's Walker. There's another Hull try. Oh, they will not go down without a fight. Such spirit, such character, and they're right back in this contest.
Great work again from Jack Walker. You could see him drifting in behind that attacking line at the start of the play, and he's just seen and acted on what he's read in that defensive line. Right edge for Warrington Wolves, misfired there, miscommunicated defensively, and he's taken full advantage. Nice kick from Morgan Smith, just trapped by Warrington, but then the reaction up from the back of that. Jack Walker got himself in the right place at the right time.
Well, they would have lost a little bit of confidence. I think a few Hull fans were losing the faith just about this time last week. But you better believe the black and whites are bouncing back. And a kick here from McIntosh, if successful, will put them back within 2 points. So McIntosh will put the noise out of his head, focusing on that ball and those sticks, and he's put it wide. It started wide, it stayed wide.
Yeah, just want you to take a look at Jack Walker here and the movement he makes before they play the ball. Fullback, putting himself in position. Number 31, look at the decision he makes here, just to drift in behind. Walker gets himself in the right position, right place, right time, and then benefits off the back of that. It's really, really smart play, instinctive play.
New signing this year, of course, Jack Walker. Was on loan at Hull a couple of years ago from Leeds, but substantive signing this year.
Seems like an age ago, doesn't it, since he made his debut in Leeds colours. He's still only a young man, 24 years of age.
7 years ago, I think it was. So he can't have been very old then, could he?
Move to the side, go to.
So LFC, full of fight, full of self-belief.
Free. Move, Leon!
Warrington need to re-establish theirs. A couple of times in the game, it looked as though it was theirs for the taking, that they could ease themselves to a relatively comfortable victory, but Hull keep coming back. Teeth bared, claws out, and fighting back into this competition. This is Hoy.
And I'll tell you, a huge part of this as well, I mean, you can get wrapped up in stats sometimes, but completion rates, particularly playing in conditions like this, are really important. And as Hull FC complete another set, their completion rate up and around 87%. I think that's really significant. Warrington's, 75%. It's really important you get to then you use your full 6 tackles, you get the ball away, and you put your opposition under pressure, particularly in these conditions. And Hull FC are doing that really well.
Not always the full story of a game, is it, completion rate? But
no, I think when the
I get where you're coming from tonight. Yeah, very much so tonight. Here's King, Toby King. He's been around Warrington for a good long time, but went to Wigan last year and Huddersfield the year before on loan. Well, here's a young man been looking forward to watching, Max Wood, and what a carry that is. I'll tell you a little bit more about him as the game goes on, but he's only 19 years of age, and he's making an early impact. 1 play to go.
Go fast.
Powell at dummy half. Duffy puts it high. It's not the deepest of kicks, which makes it more of a problem for that whole defence. Curry helps it on. Hayes puts the kick towards the corner. Last touch was Holes. Drop that underneath the sticks.
Yeah, they've had to concede. I think partly just a collision between man and ball, but also the awkward bounce at the last moment. I had a look at this corner earlier on today, very sticky. Yeah, ball just bounced up and taken over the sideline by Jack Walker. Repeat set coming up for Warrington. They haven't looked convincing, have they, in the opening 10-12 minutes of this second half. Very disjointed in attack.
So Warrington do at least get a chance to set up camp in their opponent's half here. Just to build to something positive, they hope, at the end of this set. Here comes Wood again. He's a young player who was released by Wigan Academy. He's come to Warrington this year on a trial basis, was very impressive in some pre-season games. Played on loan at Widnes last week as well and was very impressive there by all accounts. And here he is making his full debut. The young fellow with 34 on his back when he springs into sight. Here he comes again.
That's okay.
19-year-old in that position. Takes some doing.
Go for.
Back again for Powell. Powell's going to go. Powell sensed an opportunity there. He's gliding in underneath the sticks. Warrington back into a zone of relative comfort, thanks to Sam Powell.
Yeah, Max Wood, the play before, the young man you've been talking about, really stocky, looked really strong through the hips, hard for the defence to bring down, and then Sam Powell, well, he's a pass master at close range stuff, isn't he? Spots an opportunity, spots the space, scans the defensive line, dummy to Harrison, who provides a great support run. It was a real feature of their round 1 performance in the Catalan Dragons, notably. Look, sample size of 1, but compared to their average last year, their support runs almost double. And you can see that just takes that extra defender off, puts the intended defender with his weight on the wrong foot, and then Sam Powell needs no more invitation than that. That's great work in tandem there between a prop and a hooker.
It's an interesting diversion in Sam Powell's career, this, isn't it? Because he lost that first choice 9 spot for Wigan for most of last year. Came here, and remember, Warrington have also signed Brad Dwyer to cover that hooking position. But interesting that he's been on the field at the same time as Danny Walker for most of this game.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, it seems to have worked, doesn't it? Josh Ulis adds the extras, and that's a 10-point lead now. Yeah, it's interesting to see how the dynamics work between Danny Walker and Sam Powell. You know, I think it was a real brave decision from Sam to come to Warrington and again challenge with a young player who's clearly on the up in Danny Walker, and having him on the pitch at the same time. Sam Powell's almost been operating, certainly in the first bit when he came on, as a kind of ball playing loose. He's got into dummy half and he's shown what he can do.
Early in his career, he was a 7 as well, scrum half, so he's got a bit of that versatility. Here comes Harrison. Big attempted hit there from Jack Ashworth. I think he might have come off second best there, Ashworth.
Move Jordan, get square.
Powell again. Limbs are tangled, so they have to unpick those, and Max Wood in his enthusiasm almost went without the ball, and another head contact, another penalty.
Yeah, Jack Ashworth this time has been seen to have gone high on Max Wood. 19, you say?
Yeah, 19 years of age. He's lost quite a bit of weight. You call him stocky. I want you to go down to the dressing room and apologise.
I said strong through the hips as well. These are compliments.
I think he's lost about 1.5 stone, 2 stone since arriving at Warrington. He's still carrying a good deal of strength, isn't he?
Yeah, ball called back, a stray ball on the field of play. Referees are sticklers for things like that. Play gets back underway.
Still going.
Yes, Fitzgibbon again. Still going, as the referee says. Still going. Driving. Powell. And here comes Vaughan. Betfred Super League into week 2. Warrington looking for win 1 of this new 2024 season. They're well placed at the moment, but they're looking to get better, and they have another penalty. Question on the field is, do we go for 2? No, I think they're going again.
Yeah, and the penalty's there. That's a late shot in the back, and you look at that again and you go, perhaps there's an opportunity there for the Hull FC player. It's Will Gardner to have pulled out of that challenge. You feel like there might be another little bit of a conversation here. Warrington Wolves have opted to go for goal. Leon Hayes passes. Yeah, that's a late shot, is that? I'm surprised that's not getting looked at, given everything else we've seen today. Young Will Gardner came on as a sub. He's a loose forward. Again, one of the young guns, the next generation of Hull FC players, just 22 years of age. It's his 8th appearance this evening in a Hull FC shirt.
Stay outside here, guys. Lock him. Don't hold on to him, pal.
So Pulis looking to add another 2.
Well, he said the same.
The mathematical significance of this, of course, is that it would then be a 12-point lead, 2 tries, 2 goals for Hull to draw the game. Just a simple drop goal or anything above that for Warrington to make absolutely sure from here on in. So puts them in a very good position. Pulis sticks it over.
Well, it's also a sign of respect, I think, from the Warrington Wolves. They've realised that they've come up against a fair bit of resilience from this Hull FC side.
The British game will be showing itself off tomorrow. Wigan against the three-peat Aussie champions, Penrith. It's going to be a cracker, an absolute cracker. And as we keep saying, watch it tomorrow. Live on Sky Sports Action and Main Event, 7:30 we're on air. Sam Burgess joining us. Sam Tompkins is with us.
Oh, I'll be on the sofa. I'll be on the sofa. I'll be on the sofa with the popcorn. I reckon I'm only going to need the very edge of my seat, though. That's going to be some flash.
Here's Vaughan. Still going here, Vaughan. That's terrific again in terms of metres made. You can get an offload here as well. What an impact! What an impact! What a carry that is! It's about 25 yards in one carry.
Now that takes Paul Vaughan over 100 metres for the game as well, and that's, you know, most of those are post-contact, I think.
Powell with a kick, chases on. Again, the pressure is on here. That's a really intelligent kick, superbly executed, because when Lewis Martin collects it, he's got nowhere to go, and Warrington are turning the screw now.
That'll be a passage of play that I think will most please the Warrington coach. I think this as a carry is extraordinary. I mean, there's 10 metres at that
point.
There,
stop there.
Yeah, this is going up to 15 metres post-contact, and off the back of that, what a fantastic kick and chase, which has put them in a great position. Kick downfield from Powell, and it was weighted perfectly, wasn't it?
Curry passed it back. He was under a little bit of pressure there. Good hands from the Warrington forward.
Yeah, short kick-off attempted by Hull FC, just dropped straight to a Warrington player, which is why they are where they are.
And here's another good carry. Is this a sign of tiring Hull defenders, or a sign of an injection of enthusiasm from these Warrington forwards as they sense that their opponents are up against it now? Spun away to Vaughan. Vaughan tries to get the arm spring. Over he goes. Look at them massing around him. There's a gang of them.
Held up.
Held up, back they go 10 metres out to play the ball. Paul Vaughan's got a big smile on his face. You can't hold it, can you?
Play the ball.
Little dash out of dummy half by Powell. And now there's the gap. And Tony King is over to score. The resistance from Hull tonight has been really creditable, especially given the misfortune of the man they've lost. But I think their spirit's broken now. Warrington are on their way to a first win on the Sam Burgess.
Yeah, and again, it was really smart interplay between Sam Powell and James Harrison, who's provided it's been a brilliant foil for him. He provided essentially a non-active try assist for the first one, and then an offload there, hits the hard line, and then a quick catch and pass, strips that Hull FC defence. and Toby King strolls in the corner. That's nice play. Offload game, a big feature for the Warrington Wolves over the last couple of seasons. Bit of deception at dummy half. Harrison with the hard carry, gets his arms free, and then it's a simple catch and pass and Toby King in.
Grand final winner last year, of course, Toby King. Warrington fans live in hope that he can do the double. Just the 9 months to navigate before that becomes a possibility. Furious again with kicking practice here, no real pressure because he knows his side are well on the way. Really steps back, strikes it well, and wide. So 26 points to 10 now. Warrington fans are in great voice and with good reason.
Yeah, and he's getting a little bit easier, isn't it? You can clearly see the fatigue now in the Hull FC players. They've had to play effectively for 20-odd minutes, coming up 25 minutes, down a man. And on pitch and conditions like this, and the Warrington Wolves increasingly asking more difficult questions to answer. That score gap has started to widen. I think he's really impressed me. James Harrison, who was a Darryl Powell signing a couple of years ago, and I think he's improved week on week. He's turning into a really, really valuable asset for the Warrington Wolves.
His dad was a good one, wasn't he? Those of us who are old enough to remember Carl in his absolute pomp. He's just agreed a new 2-year deal, I think, James, hasn't he? At Warrington. Just worry for Hull here that all the enthusiasm, all the spirit they've shown, whether there's a danger they just get a little burnt in the 15 minutes that remain. This is Dufty. One to go. Ball. Drinkwater. Walker. And again, it just puts Hull right back there, and penalty. Looks up with a head. He was falling. Mitigating circumstances there, John.
Well, look,
the defender was falling.
If you're going to get me started on mitigating circumstances, I suggest, let me make a suggestion, that the RL commercial or the RFL published the head contact sanctioning framework, because the list of mitigating circumstances is on there. I think they probably could have used one of those in the first half, Dave.
I need to read War and Peace before I get to that, John.
No, I think it's going to be more relevant in this role the next couple of weeks. Now, the mitigating factor there is that there is a rapid loss of height.
Yeah.
That is a mitigating factor, but that will probably be the difference between a red and a yellow.
Here's a suggestion, and I'm willing to be shot down on flames on this, but yellow cards, we never see a red card unless it's absolutely ridiculous. Yellow cards, because we have seen yellow cards that the disciplinary have changed, have said, well, that's a two-match ban, or red cards that aren't seen as serious in the call line. Yellow cards, players up for 10 minutes, team gets punished, but then it's the disciplinary panel, and we don't get games spoiled. The disciplinary panel in the call line today gets to judge it. We don't get games spoiled with red cards all the time. Anyway, shoot me down in flames.
There'll be a sanction here, but this, I want people to go and familiarise themselves with the mitigating circumstances.
This is the mitigating factor that he's fell dramatically and quickly. You're in for 10 minutes.
St. Paul for 10 minutes. Forceful, dangerous, but mitigating circumstances.
Right, and that is why that decision is correct. Under this sanctioning framework, the mitigating circumstance has been applied, and that is a rapid loss of height by the ball carrier. So there's the contact with the head there that is forceful and dangerous, but this from Jack Walker is judged as a rapid loss of height. That is a mitigating circumstance. There was, for what it's worth, Dave, a mitigating circumstance that could have been applied in the first half and wasn't.
I knew if I opened that door you'd be in.
I can't help myself.
I knew you'd be in.
I can't help myself.
Anyway, door shut. Back to the Rugby League. Knock on. Knock on. Warrington head and feed here. Oh, he said incorrect play the ball. So that's a controlled handover.
Yeah, Marcus in. Marcus, play the ball.
Darnell McIntosh. So let's take a look at the mechanism. The players have been warned this year about trying to make a genuine attempt to play the ball. It's actually played forward or clumsily by Darnell McIntosh. No real complaints from him. He's acknowledged his mistake.
So here comes Max Wood. Good carry. And there's plenty of rugby league tomorrow, not just that World Club Challenge, but Huddersfield against St Helens. That is going to be interesting. Huddersfield with that big win against Lee last week. A statement of intent by them, and up against St Helens. I tell you, if they back it up with another win, we've got to take Ian Watson's side very seriously. Meantime, Warrington looking for their first win of the season, back in position again. Here's Curry. Less than 10 away. 3 tackles to get the job done. Back it comes to Hayes, who feeds it to that left-hand side, and Duffy with a slip and a slide in the mud, but he's done well with his footwork. Curry, now Wrench is waiting. It's missed Wrench. It's all the way out to Thewlis. Thewlis cuts back on the inside. Just a hit grabbed by Sutcliffe to slow him down. And a few of his gang join in to put him down. Hayes back to Drinkwater. Here comes Duffy. Oh, it's a big one wide, but it's a leap in the air that slows Ashton down in the first instance. Almost made up for lost time.
Hold! Release! Go 5.
Swept and then kicked by Drinkwater. Little touch backwards in the first instance by Morgan Smith, and Hull have it back again.
Yeah, Charlie Severs got a hand in there, ball went back, recovered by Hull FC, and now a penalty for offside given away by the Warrington Wolves. Just going to pick out a couple of Wolves players here. Vaughan's now over 150 metres. I think James Harrison has been outstanding. I think the line's been run often for deception by Lachlan Fitzgibbon, have been brilliant, and Ben Curry, as we said right at the start of the piece, I think he's really straightened up his attacking play. The engine room of that Warrington Wolves side has been really, really impressive this evening.
Do you see a side here in Warrington tonight, and what you saw last week against Catalan? Do you see a side that can realistically compete for the top honours this year?
Well, I think what George Williams said in pitch side before the game is really significant. I think a realistic aim for what the Warrington Wolves is to close that gap, that clear and evident gap between the top 2 or 3 sides and then sides like Warrington. Ambitious, but nearly and not quite there.
Sutcliffe with a kick, almost comes off the barrel, but it's back in Warrington's hands. Travelling the other way. Warrington fans ain't going to get carried away. Last season they set off like a steam train, didn't they? And then just ran out of energy.
Another mistake, ball turned over again in the hands of Brown. So an opportunity now with a full set of 6.
A dash and a dart by Smith. Looking left. Staveley. Hopping. Keeping his feet. Picked up again by Lane. And now Ashworth comes crashing forward.
2. Move, Paul, get square!
Lane at dummy half. 4 lined up to his left. Goes to that right-hand side. Short ball. Looking for a bit of power down the middle. Warrington's defence holds on. They've got plenty more of tackles to hang on as well, because Hull now camped close, looking good. Brown.
Keep him up! 4.
Smith rather. Lane. Here's Walker. Well, loss of feet, but not loss of ball. Boy.
5. Move, Max! Get on the line, Dan.
Lane.
Go now.
Race is over. It comes to Morgan Smith, who puts that corkscrew-like kick up there. Brilliant take, super take by Connor Wrench.
Yeah, great take, confident take by the centre.
Catalan on the way to their second win. Runners up last year, of course. In that epic grand final against Wigan, not many points in it. Here's King.
Backwards, 2.
Picked up by Walker.
3.
And this time, Vaughan loses a yard or 2.
Onside, Go, 3.
Here comes Wood.
4. Move, Jack, get square! Hold it, wait. Go, 4. Lady doesn't
Walker. To the line and finds Vaughan there.
5.
An eager recipient.
Go, 5.
One to go. Walker kicks out a dummy half.
Outside.
He's penning it to this corner, and Harvey Barron, knowing that it wasn't a 40-20, just lets it out of play.
Yeah, it's another good positional kick, end of set for Danny Walker. Slows the tempo of the game down.
Get square.
He's becoming a really accomplished 9, isn't he? I think he's really graduated, as you said. He played understudy to Darrell Clark for so long here, and then throughout the 2023 season really started to stamp his authority as the first choice 9.
Grew up on the terraces here, didn't he? Not literally, but as a rugby league fan. Only spell at Widnes, of course, but this is the club he supported as a kid. And that is the future, as saying in the first half, Gary Chambers, director of rugby now. That is the future that this club, I think, wants to take.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Clear them. Walker's clear. 2.
A very generous benefactor who's backed some big name signings, but
move, Paul. Still yardage.
Promoting youth and promoting that local identity, so important. Here's Sutcliffe. Well, this could be anything here. It's a knock on.
He's knocked it on here.
Yeah, Lewis Martin tried to recover the ball. Just an error again, down to conditions. They have been terrible, haven't they? One of a clutch of young players who've really shown up well this evening.
Lads, 10 seconds, get in! Get in!
Shot clock's counting down, referee's panicking.
1, 2, 3. No. Shot clock off, wait, Leon.
2 seconds to go,
Leon.
when the ball is eventually fed.
Keep going. The ball didn't need a loose.
And here comes King.
1. Move, text, get square! Go, there goes 1.
Fitzgibbon.
2. Move, Jordan!
Walker.
Go, 2.
Vaughan wants another go. Here he goes. Again solid. Again an extra yard or 2.
Away, Leon! Hold, Jack. Discipline, mate. Go 3. Good 10.
Walker to Dufty with a miss-out pass that has missed his man, and it's a clear run to the line for Lewis Martin, is it? No, because Drinkwater's across there, and I think there were 3 or 4 other Warrington players in the frame there. It's great recovery. That'll please the coach. But suddenly Hull is spinning it to the other side. Hoy now.
Okay.
It's the other young winger.
It's gone 10 now, 2.
Barron's put down.
Move, James!
But Hull is still in decent form. Referee says backwards on that fumble by McIntosh. Now there is a bit of a scramble from that Warrington defence, and this time it's Staveley who's denied the glory. Sutcliffe, hands in at the play the ball. Penalty for Hull.
Yeah, some really enterprising play from Hull FC as well. First, Lewis Martin getting himself in the correct position to take the intercept. Dufty had tried the long looping ball. Good cover tackle by Josh Drinkwater. But they're going to get another set of 6 here.
Well, they ain't going to win the game. But another try is probably the very least that this black and white side deserved tonight. Ball's gone backwards, Warrington have it back.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that decision, though. Second tackle kick.
Here's Curry.
2.
This headband a reminder that for all of the second half, Hull FC have been down to 12 men. Warrington are about to be replete again. Sam Powell, who has sin bin, is about to return.
Go 3.
Here comes Dewlis.
Good carry. Great carry. Right around the soft part behind the ruck.
And a pick up and a scamper by Walker, and King comes pouring through. They're queuing up in support here. Fitzgibbon just rolls off the would-be tackle, can't get a pass away. Dufty was begging for it. Fitzgibbon, though, has still created the opportunity. And James Harrison is over to finish. Of all the speedsters, of all the twinkle-toed outside backs, it's the prop forward who got on the end of that. And Warrington home and hosed at 30 points to 10.
Well, it's all topsy-turvy, isn't it? Usually it's a forward that lays a platform for a back to score. This time, Josh Dewlis starts started that section of play with a brilliant cutting line behind the ruck, and then off the back of that, Warrington Wolves on the front foot over the advantage line. Some brilliant stuff. Danny Walker threw a gap to Toby King, and then Lachlan Fitzgibbon. I thought at first he made a mistake here with the show and go, but he managed to ride the tackle from Lewis Martin, find the offload, find the pass to James Harrison. And as I said, it's normally the props that lay the platform early down the field. And Sam Burgess will be happy that he's propped forward another man, another young man, James Harrison, who idolised Sam Burgess as a young kid. But Josh Shoeless, the man who was lining up to take the conversion, I think can take an awful lot of credit from that day, because he started that whole move, that whole set of proceedings.
Well, they're having a chuckle in the coach's box, aren't they? They enjoyed the way that finished. Shoeless stepping back. It. Strikes it well. Flags go up. 32 points to 10.
So James Harrison then with what may well be the final try, but that man, I tell you what, back end of the field. Look at this for a carry. Back in behind that soft spot behind the ruck, and then a quick play the ball. Danny Walker out to Fitzgibbon, to Harrison. And we're looking at 32 points to 10. Perhaps, Dave, not a fair reflection of the effort that Hull FC and the endeavour that they've put in.
Well, they're still going for it. And Sutcliffe has it from that short kick-off, but he can't deliver safely enough to Lewis Martin.
Well, it was the wrong pass option. I think the pass option's the short ball here. The short ball to Morgan Smith, and he's tried to go over the top to Lewis Martin.
Tony Smith looks on. He knows that at the moment the margin of defeat that his side are going down tonight is exactly the same as it was last week to Hull KR, but a very different performance, very different character from Hull tonight.
Absolutely,
you have to say.
Absolutely, and it'd be really pleasing for the travelling supporters, the hardcore that take up that far terrace, and they will see some promise. It's a long, long way from the East Riding over here, and this hardcore of support, look, they won't go away and have Hull FC with 2 competition points against their name, but I tell you what, there's promise for this season yet.
Well, they're at home to London next week, and all due respect to the Broncos, I think Hull would fancy that should be their opening win of the season, but you never know. And then away to Catalan, and then at home to Leeds. And then, would you believe it, so soon, away to Hawkinston Rovers. The whole derby's back on again. And the not too distant
It's the traditional Easter fixture, isn't it?
Easter's early this year, isn't it? Well, they go for the shot play here. Shoeless has it covered. Yes, he does. And he scrambles away and immediately poses a threat. Penalty.
Well, Shoeless is getting up off the floor. Look, it's contact with the head. I would suggest that a low degree of force. Not been looked at. We're playing on.
Good.
Okay. Maybe the Wilmslow office is closed.
Drinkwater. Dufty. Oh, good hands, quick hands, and look at this again. Matty Ashton skidding forward, can't find a path through. Hull's defence recovered well.
That's a sight, isn't it, in full flow? Matty Ashton, blimey.
Here's Walker. Hayes, Curry, Wrench, Connor Wrench. He's another of the local lads to get himself over that goal line to score. Warrington are running away with it now. Shake of hands. Coaching staff willing to accept with 80 minutes play and a 36-10 lead. They've won this game.
Yeah, and a really slick passage of attacking play. They've looked better as the game's gone on of the Warrington Wolves. And look, we must pay reference to they've been playing against 12 men for